Hey everyone, I'm Shayna Richards and welcome to NECC Today, a new show produced by NECC students featuring some of the best things going on campus right now. Coming up on this episode, we'll be taking a closer look at an NECC professor and learning everything there is to know about the NECC Dance Club. But first, Harrison Wall, Josh Chapman, and Cassie Elson visit the NECC top-notch players to find out all about their upcoming production of Avenue Q.
Today, we are at the Chester W. Harilchu Theater at Northern Essex Community College, where right now rehearsals are going on for the upcoming musical Avenue Q, put on by the top-notch players. And today we're going to interview cast and crew on how they feel about the local theater program. Come on in. What's the name of the group putting on the play?
They are the Northern Essex Community College top-notch players, and they are very closely connected to the liberal arts theater option, which is the program for students who want to go on in theater, who want to transfer to a theater school or go off and audition and try to get work.
Could you describe to us Avenue Q?
Avenue Q, as a whole, is honestly Sesame Street for grown-ups. It's basically like college students doing whatever their thing is after college, and it's like hilarious and full of all this chaos, and it's really cool.
The Muppets from Sesame Street have become iconic in our society, and people get a kick out of them. So Avenue Q takes similar kinds of puppets, but these puppets are depicting 21st century life for 20-somethings. Race comes up, gender comes up, marriage, sex. It's definitely a show for adults. It's not for kids in spite of the puppets, because the issues that brought up are issues that adults have, young adults have, and the language also reflects that.
It's really a great interpretation of what it's like to grow up and leave college and how the real world is, and how you think that college is hard, and juggling classes and social life and work is really the hardest part. And then you get out into the real world and you have to pay your bills and you have to find a job, and it's a true test of all of the skills that you've acquired over the years. And that's probably my favorite part, because it's actually taught me something about the real world.
It's an absolutely appropriate vehicle for our current group of performers, and it certainly is something that's very germane to a college audience, all of whom are going, well, now what do I do? What good is a degree in math? What good is it going to do me to have a degree in history? What do I do now? What's my purpose?
Who are like the main characters?
Kate Munster is one of the leading figures in the play. She's an elementary school teaching assistant.
Explain yourself. Who is this character?
She's this really sweet monster who she wants love, and she wants to build a goddamn monster school.
There is Gary Coleman.
Well, I'd like to think that this is not so much the Gary Coleman, but he's a portrayal of Gary Coleman. He's very characterized. I heard it somewhere said that he's the poster child for what Avenue Q is about, which is, children, they're taught you could be anything, but when you grow up, your parents might steal your money and you'll be in debt.
Lucy the Slut.
I'm going to ask you to repeat that.
Lucy the Slut. Lucy is a performer, an entertainer, and a slut. So she likes to parade around and flaunt her stuff and take men home from the club.
There's an Asian woman named Christmas Eve.
There are 3 characters in the show who are not puppets, they're real humans. Christmas Eve, her fiance soon-to-be husband, Brian, and the super Gary Coleman. We are as we are. We don't have puppets.
Oh, and there's Trekkie Monster.
Trekkie who?
Trekkie Monster.
That's what I thought. And tell me about yourself, Trekkie Monster.
Well, I live on Avenue Q. And that's all I do. Well, I can't just say that. I spend a lot of time indoors, watching adult programs on the interwebs.
Do the students have to go through a whole regimen, because obviously they're actors? Now, they obviously have to learn puppetry. How does that whole process work?
We have a woman from UNH who is a puppet master who has come down and taught the cast the basics.
It is definitely a challenge acting with puppets, because you're like, okay, I have to move just my thumb, and now I have a little rod in my hand for moving my puppet hand, and it's very, very, very awkward. There's so much to just keep in mind, because you also have to oh, I'm walking, and the puppet has to walk, not glide.
Not that hard. Me have no. Oh, you mean you?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
It's difficult at first. Trekkie is one of the easier puppets to deal with because I only have to control the arm, and then my other arm controls the head.
Don't do that.
And then I just have to work with the other person. And that's the most problem, is just trying to coordinate with another person. There are other puppets have rods they have to control. They have 2 rods that actually have to control both hands at once, so it can be really difficult at first. I've actually never tried that, and I know I would mess up completely, so I'm kind of glad I got this one.
Okay.
With the puppet, I'm learning the choreography and the dialogue and the lyrics, but then I'll also have to interpret that through my puppet. And that's been a true test of my acting abilities, for sure. The puppet definitely adds an element of difficulty, but I think it also adds an element of extra fun.
It's a struggle. It's a very difficult show in terms of music and timing and adding in puppets. It's extremely difficult, but I have faith that with the hard work that we put into it, it's going to be a great show.
I have a lot of hope for the cast. I mean, everyone has worked so hard, and I really want to do the show justice, because it's a great show, the writing is awesome, and the songs are so much fun, that I hope that we can, get the laughs and get the point across, and again, just do the show justice.
Theater's purpose in the world today is to give people live entertainment, something that happens once and once only. Even though the actors are putting on the same play every night, it's never the same twice, because people have a different reaction. You get an audience that just laughs at everything, or an audience that's very quiet. They're enjoying the show, but they're not laughing out loud. Each time that we perform it, it's different. It's not like film, which is frozen. Once it's done, it doesn't get changed. Theater is live, and that's what makes it exciting for me.
Theater for me is an art form that is truly collaborative, and it is also an art form that gives us an opportunity to understand who and what we are as human beings.
We open April 10th. We run the 10th, 11th, 17th, and 18th at 7:30, and the 16th at 4 o'clock. It will be taking place in the Chester W. Harilchu Theater. It's in the Spirk building, named for John Spirk, who was a history teacher here. It's on the 3rd floor. You can reach it either by the stairs or by the elevator.
So it'll be a really fun time. Lots of music, lots of dancing. Well, actually not lots of dancing. Lots of moving around, lots of puppetry, but it's fun. Everyone should come see it.
So if you like theater, come on down through mid-April to see the upcoming musical Avenue Q. This is Josh Chapman, and I'll see you there.
That show looks like it'll be a lot of fun. Can't wait to see it. Next up, Laurel Taggart, Alex Shields, and Kaylee Rudier visited with philosophy professor Meredith Gunning to find out a little more about her as part of our Faces of NECC series. Check it out.
I'm here at Northern Essex Community College, and I would like to introduce you to the philosophy professor, Meredith Gunning, one of the many interesting faces here at NECC. Let's go take a look. Meredith got her undergraduate degree in philosophy at the University of Toronto and proceeded to get her PhD at Fordham University. Meredith began teaching at Fordham in 1997, and she has been teaching at NECC for the last 10 years.
I teach world religions, but I mostly teach philosophy. So I teach internal philosophy, ethics. This semester I'm also teaching an honors seminar on philosophy of happiness. And I also teach courses like existentialism. I teach modern philosophy. I teach medical ethics sometimes, although not here, and I teach philosophy through film, which is one of my great passions. I love linking philosophical ideas to movies. My favorite thing about teaching is seeing students get excited and thinking for themselves, and when they raise really good questions, like today in the classroom, someone asked, how can you experience nirvana if there's no self there to experience it? I thought that showed she was really thinking, and that really, I think, makes teaching rewarding when I see that students are getting engaged and are being active learners. What first piqued my interest in the world religions was that world religions influence the world, and they influence people's beliefs, and philosophy also intersects with that. And also both disciplines deal with ultimate truths. They're trying to find what are the most important aspects of the human condition and even beyond the human condition. So there was a lot of interesting symmetry where I found studying world religions actually helped me broaden my ideas in the area of philosophy. I grew up in Toronto, Canada. I went to the same high school as Mike Myers. Yes. I actually love photography, and I've become so enamored with it. I bought myself a pretty good zoom lens, and I like to go to live music concerts, try to get close and take photos. So it's become a pretty serious hobby. I go to a lot of live concerts. I got Jack White even, and he got really angry. I didn't realize he had a rule, no photographs, and I was in the second row at the folk festival, and I managed to steal a lot of shots, and I had no idea why he was glaring at me. And then I found out he likes people to live in the moment, and he thought that I was violating, his philosophy on what it means to be a good concert goer. I usually teach mostly in the mornings, although the philosophy through film, it's offered once every 2 years. It usually is taught in the afternoons to give people time to watch the movies. I have a degree in philosophy. I have traveled. I've been to Egypt. I've been to mosques in Egypt. I've also been to Paris, France, and Ireland, and England, and Canada, of course. But I am hoping to go on a learning travel trip with students at NECC in the winter of 2018. I'm hoping we're going to go to India, and I will be taking students along with another faculty member named Mark Mannheimer, who teaches art here, and we're going to combine art and religion. And so we're going to go to India, and the wonderful thing about traveling to India is India is a birthplace for many different religions. So we could go to sites that deal with Hinduism, we could go to sites that deal with Buddhism, sites that deal with Jains. It's so rich in history and different religions that I think it'll be a very rewarding trip. We have it slated to happen in January of 2018, which I know feels far away, but this I hope to start spreading word, because even former students could go, and they'll get 6 credits. They get 6 credits, 3 for the area of art, 3 for world religions. So, and it will be done primarily over the winter break, which might be a good time for people to go when classes aren't in session.
How long is the trip?
We are thinking it'll be about 13 or 14 days. So I teach on Hinduism, Buddhism, Taoism, Confucianism, and then I teach the Abrahamic religions, which are Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. So we do seven different religions in the world religions course.
So there you have it. philosophy, and world religions, just two of the many interesting classes here at NECC. If you have the opportunity to take one of Meredith's classes, I highly recommend it.
To find out more about the philosophy classes at NECC, be sure to contact Meredith. Finally today, did you know NECC has a very active dance program? Erica Croto, Emily Marsden, and Sarah Tiso visited with the NECC Dance Club to get the lowdown.
I'm here at the Northern Essex Sports and Fitness Center, which houses the dance club here on campus. Let's go talk to Michelle, Tracy, and some students to find out more about the club.
The club was established about 42 years ago by a woman named Elaine Mawhinney. She is my predecessor and also my former professor and teacher. I am a former NECC student and graduate in the dance program. The club was just started as a way to promote fitness within the college, to promote artistic collaboration within students. Her slogan was actually Dance Club, work off your lunch. And so it was a way for students to get together and, like I said, promote fitness and get everybody moving. And from there, it just kept spawning into performances, starting the dance program after that. And then also, she actually had a company within the college as well, the dance company. There is really no requirements to be in dance club. It's open for all student, faculty, staff to join the club. There is no experience necessary. However, we do have a lot of dance majors that participate in the club. There is a performance that club does participate in, and that's usually in either the December fall performance or the April spring performance. And that's pretty much the requirements for that. We do have officers within the club. We have a president, a vice president, a secretary, and a treasurer, and we elect those officers at the start of each semester. The primary movement that we do in club is mostly jazz. It's kind of a really fun, we call it musical Broadway jazz that our choreographer is really good at. So we like to have it fun, lighthearted, energetic and upbeat for the group. The club does not participate in any competitions. However, we do have a festival or a conference that we go to every year called the American College Dance Association, and it's open to all students in the dance program, including students in the club, have the opportunity to go, and that includes workshops, lectures, performances, and an opportunity for those students to perform as well.
His dirty laundry is nothing that I can keep clean. And when he needs an alibi, he can use me all night. What's the fun in play to say? I think I'd rather misbehave.
Dance club here, we meet for an hour a week, once every Monday, and we start with a warm-up and then we work on choreography for just an hour. I've been a dance choreographer for 19 years now. I really love working with the different students that come in and get to participate in club because it is open to everybody here in the college, so I get to meet a lot of new people this way. I was a student here at Northern Essex and participated in club myself while I was here, so it was nice to be able to come and fill this role once I graduated. I had been taking class for all my life and just absolutely loved performing and having an outlet for creativity, especially with choreography. Beyond just performing, you have a chance to create something.
If you're ever interested in trying dance, or if you're ever curious about dance, it's a great opportunity to see if it's something that's for you. We have so many students who start off as dance club members and end up becoming dance majors because they just fall in love with the movement, the collaboration, the community, and the friendship that it brings to the table. So it's a lot of fun, and we have a lot of repeat students who make their way back. So we end up, like I said, we end up building a nice community of students together.
The dance club meets here every Monday from 12 to 1 p.m. with no experience or tryout needed. The dance team encourages all students to come out and participate.
For more information on the dance club, contact Michelle Dean at mdean@necc.mass.edu. And that's our show for today. We hope you enjoyed our first episode. Be sure to keep a lookout for more to come. I'm Shayna Richards, and I'll see you around campus.